The Dallas Stars punish the Winnipeg Jets, take them for a dog walk on Sunday afternoon on Mother's Day, leaving little to the imagination, running them over 5-2. I choose those words very carefully because this game, although tight in the first two periods, can be defined simply by saying the Winnipeg Jets were playing not to lose, while the Dallas Stars were playing to win. And in the playoffs, it is the team that plays to win that inevitably ends up getting the win. You've got to play with a little bit of swagger. You've got to play with a little bit of confidence. You have to counterpunch and play the transition game with the best of them. You got to make big saves when it counts. You got to score on the power play, and your penalty kills got to be firing on all cylinders. And guess what? The Dallas Stars did that tonight. So game plan executed. They take control of the series. They win the first game at home. But there's a lot of series left. Winnipeg just has to take one on the road. They didn't have to take both in order to regain home ice advantage. So nothing to panic about if you're the Winnipeg Jets or Winnipeg Jets fans. We're going to get to all the narratives. We're going to talk about the 5 goals, yada, 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 all that fun stuff that I know the Jets fans and the Jets media are going to be talking about. But at first, we're going to have to really focus on how good Dallas was playing in this game, because there is more to this story than Connor Hellebuyck letting in 5. The story is the Dallas Stars, and especially Mikko Rantanen, are unguardable right now. In this game anyway. Mikko Rantanen has been in on, I think, 14 of the last 16 Stars goals. You guys go down there in the comments. Let me know if I'm right, but I'm darn close. And he has been the biggest difference maker I have ever seen in the playoffs, acquired at a trade deadline. Normally, guys who come over in the deadline, they don't necessarily fit. They kind of bust out. They move into the fourth line. It's not that they're bad players. It just takes a while to assimilate to a system. But Mikko Rantanen is one of the first true superstars to be traded at a deadline like this, and he is behaving like every word of that. Now, Dallas, don't get too uppity at me with this, but no Mikko Rantanen, no wins. I know that's really hard to say or to hear, and you're down there, you're already hunting, pecking, firing at me. Leave the comments. They help spread the algorithm, good or bad. But hear me out while you're typing that angry comment. Mikko Rantanen has turned around the Colorado series and completely taken control of the Winnipeg series. Wyatt Johnston, amazing player. Robertson, amazing player. I get Heiskanen is out. Jake Oettinger in the net is doing well. We can go up and down the roster. Esa Lindholm, unbelievable penalty killer. But no matter what, the Stanley Cup needs to be won by 2 factors. Your team has to play good. And Dallas, your team is playing very good. So there it is. You're balanced. You have to have balance. But the second category is you need a bona fide superstar. Team depth will only take you so far. You need to have that game-breaking, game-changing, big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games kind of guy. You need to have the Jonathan Tays, the Sidney Crosby, the Nathan McKinnons, the Mikko Rantanens. They need to write the story. They need to be the engine driving the team. And at the end of the day, the superstar of the Dallas Stars is beating the superstar of the Winnipeg Jets. Connor Hellebuyck is meant to be that superstar for the Jets. Well, on the road, it hasn't been great. Not all his fault. Not all his fault at all. But Mikko Rantanen has found a way to crack that shell wide open. Winnipeg shouldn't expect to win games 2-1. Not against Dallas, not against anybody in the playoffs. That's very difficult to do. So Winnipeg has much greater challenges or fish to fry than Connor Hellebuyck. Connor Hellebuyck made some good saves tonight. He has shown he can get it done. Winnipeg needs to start scoring offensively. Dallas is eating their lunch defensively, and that's where the team aspect comes in. So if the defense is the nail, Mikko Rantanen is the hammer, and that's what's putting the puck in the back of the net and the W's up for the Dallas Stars. Dallas is one of the best counter-punching teams in the game. That means when you press too hard, and Winnipeg is known to press, Dallas is very good at putting it in the back of your net. They're just fantastic. You're going to see that in all the clips today. Winnipeg is going to need to find a way to get that power play working. Dallas has a good penalty kill. Winnipeg had the best power play heading into the playoffs, and they have been completely shut down by Lindholm and the rest of the killers on the Dallas Stars, and that isn't good enough. You want to win a cup, you got to score on special teams. Dallas did that tonight. They put one in out of their 2. Winnipeg had 4 chances. Nada, nothing. And I believe they had 5, might have been 6 chances last game. They got 1. Yikes. So it isn't all just about Hellebuyck. The playoff starts with scoring and it ends with goaltending. Your goaltending and your defense have to be good enough. Your goal scoring needs to be the best, though. I truly believe in the playoffs, you have to put up 4, sometimes 5 goals in order to win a game. You shouldn't expect to win a lot of games 2-1 or even 3-2 at this level anymore. Those days are gone. The dead puck era is gone. So they're going to have to find a way to translate something into offense. And the big thing Winnipeg is missing up front is a Mikko Rantanen. They have a lot of very good players, depth all up and down the roster. They do it as a unit, but they better find a way to figure that out quick. The Dallas Stars sure love the high tip in the top bumper spot with Hintz. They do it again today. Harley has done a fantastic job quarterbacking this power play. They move it to the back. Harley is going to get us set up in our standard 1-3-1. So let's move it over here to the right side. It's 5-on-3. Nino Niederreiter is coming in, and you see right away they were in an overload, and then they move into their 1-3-1. So you got 1, 2, 3. Your player over here, if it doesn't work so quickly, is moving to come up here to the top. But we don't need to worry about any of that stuff right now because that puck is going to bounce out to Hintz. This is his 3rd time, I believe, scoring like this. Quick little tip, beats Hellebuyck from the high slots. And from a penalty kill perspective, I never like this. I never like guys committing and going down so much like this because you end up leaving it open. It technically isn't a 5-on-3, but it is because Nino Niederreiter is coming in a little bit late here. And you have to play the triangle that you see. So here's your triangle, 1, 2, 3. You got to play that before your player gets in and before Nino even has a chance to get in. And this is just so smart by Dallas. They notice Hintz is open. They fake it going down low, and he puts it in past Hellebuyck. Now, yes, people go down below, comment about penalties. This isn't a refereeing channel. It's not a penalty channel, guys. You're going to get power plays. You're going to get penalty kills in the playoffs. And guess what? The referee normally evens it up, and Winnipeg had more power plays than Dallas in this game. So do I think it was a trip on Josh Morrissey? Sure. His stick gate hit him. By the definition of the rule, it's a trip. But we all know this. Dallas Stars fans, if you didn't grow up playing hockey, maybe you don't. You don't necessarily call every penalty. There's layers to this onion, and the fact that 2 penalties were called back-to-back that quickly, you very rarely move from a 5-on-4 to a 5-on-3. So this was wild. A lot of times I have seen sticks to the eye, cross checks to the face, trips, slew foots, you name it. They let it go. Very interesting. They set the tone with this early. And that's why I think Winnipeg got 4 power plays to the 2. The referees aren't refereeing to the rules for both teams. This is just playoffs. This is not a Winnipeg thing at all. Nobody is a victim here, guys. The referees ref to make it as even as possible. 3-4, 4-3, 2-2, 0-0. Very rarely do you see it lopsided, and they don't really call penalties. They just look for ways to even it up. So after they called these 2 and that goal went in, I think they discussed it, and I think they went looking for Dallas Stars penalties, and they got him. I thought the slash was a little weak on Ehlers. Yep, you hit his hand, it's a penalty. We didn't have to call it. It's the playoffs, and there were examples of those all over the game tonight. There's examples of it all over the playoffs. Good calls, missed calls, bad calls, doesn't matter. You got to take advantage of your power plays when you're given them, regardless of the reason you're giving them. And Dallas does it right there. Not a 5-on-3, but brilliant play. They make it look like a 5-on-3. And you guys know we do have a sponsor on this channel. It's called Hockey Tactics 2025. The book is listed in my description. It goes to help us out if you grab it. It is an affiliate link. You can see here in their 1-3-1, they do like going down low and then bumping into that bumper spot that you see. Sandberg probably knows this, which is why he puts his stick in this lane, but they end up tricking him. You don't always have to go this way. You have to be very creative on power plays, and they just move it over to that bumper spot because you take what you're given. If you want to learn a little bit more as well about their fantastic penalty kill, it's also in the book, but we're going to get to it. Winnipeg's first goal here comes off a draw. Really good answer back by the Chicken Man in line 1. This is what Winnipeg has to do. They have to rely on line 1 to put in some goals here. Velarde puts in a little sneaky shot. Just about goes in the back of the net. It's these moments right here where the counterpunch of the Dallas Stars is so effective. They normally take these pucks, and Winnipeg does not get the second chance. Soon as Winnipeg turns it over there, hard physical play by Mark Scheifele in a 2-on-1 battle. This is how aggressive Dallas is. Winnipeg's got to figure out this counterpunch because you can't leave it to 2-on-1s and just let them exit the zone. They've got to get more aggressive. Velarde finds it, puts it on net. That's fine. It misses. Kyle Connor wraparound goal, puts it in the back of the net, 1-1. And I'm sorry to say, but wraparound goals, I felt at that moment, I was like, Winnipeg might have this one. Wraparound goals, never a good goal. Doesn't matter how much the goalie's sprawling out, wherever it bounces. You should never let goals like that in. Chicken Man gets one. Stars will eventually answer back. Goal number 2, speed kills. Granlund in on Pionk. Pionk gets caught a little bit flat-footed here. It's a quick little pro curl towards the boards, but he tricks him. I mean, I for sure thought this was going to be a pro curl as well, too. Normally what he's going to do here is he's going to move and you're going to see him bump right out to the boards with a hard cut this way. And I think that's what Pionk's expecting here. I also think that's what Nino Niederreiter's expecting here. But take a look at Granlund. Amazing evasive skating. Stop, start, keep it going. That throws Pionk through a complete loop. That is an unbelievable change of direction. Just ankle breaking. Nino gets a little bit desperate. Nino's a little bit slower than some guys on the Jets, and in this series, he dives, catches the foot first. You can't do that. It's a trip all day. This doesn't count as a power play goal. That's why only 2 get on the boards. Granlund is able to get up. Winnipeg is caught in a scramble. They move it out to the top, and Thomas Harley, who loves to sneak in, Winnipeg is getting caught. That puck ends up, beautiful shot from the slot, and it's in the back of the net. Tactical, evasive, skating, and speed. That's what you got to do to win the game, and that's what the Dallas Stars do right there. That was an unbelievable move by Granlund to get around Pionk. I didn't love the play from Nino. There's no threat when he's down in the corner. You have to contain, but this is what happens when something is that quick. You make a decision. He thinks he can make a play. He didn't. The Jets see the arms go up, and now there's a little bit of panic, too much panic. They miss Harley. He puts it in the back of the net. And that goal is also not on Connor Hellebuyck. Anytime a puck comes from behind the net from low to high like this, it is the hardest save for a goalie to make. This is an absolutely brutal angle change for any goalie to stop. And frankly, Harley is way too wide open here. I'm not sure what Appleton and the rest are doing here. Appleton, Perfetti, everybody gets caught puck watching, in my opinion. You're laying sticks down. Nobody's looking for a guy. That's just not the way you're going to do it. I know what you're cutting off, but both Pionk and Fetz misses. Harley, too many guys in front. Too tough for a goalie to get reset. The Winnipeg Jets answer back with evasive skating of their own. Josh Morrissey says, Granlund, I am one of the best skaters in the NHL. And Josh Morrissey is. He's a top 5 skater in the NHL. I'll explain more later. Watch his feet here. Gets that puck. That puck is moved from left to right. And as he goes, beautiful little shimmy shake here. Just leaves him absolutely in the dust. That turns this into a 5-on-4 for a few seconds. And that's all you want to do. It forces Dallas to have to bump out right here. As soon as you bump out, you have a man wide open. Morrissey notices that, drags it through, unbelievable, and it is in the back of the net. So if you're Nino Niederreiter right now, you're even. You caused a goal, and you got a goal back. The game's 2-2. It's well in hand for either team to win. We are seeing a very fast-paced game through the second and the first period. We're seeing a very evenly matched game through the second and third and the first period. But once again, Winnipeg not capitalizing on those power plays. It does end up coming back to haunt them, especially in the third. All right, time to give full credit to that Dallas penalty kill. They play one of the most aggressive diamonds in the NHL. As Winnipeg enters, all you ever see is pressure, pressure, pressure. When they pressure, they have no problem leaving the front of the net open. They don't care. They are going to force turnovers on you. They play a hyper-aggressive style. So they press here, bang, it's stick on puck. Very rarely do you see guys engaging this close. Normally they go into contain mode, which means they stay back and they wait for you to make a mistake. Dallas forces that mistake. So they cut the ice into little spots. All of them come down low. And then here's that diamond that we talk about. They don't play a box. They actually play the old school diamond. A diamond is just a box changed in direction. I get it. But they always have one guy out high. As soon as that puck goes high and it's to the point, look how aggressive they get at closing gaps. It's just hyper aggressive. They're going to move forward. They're not going to let you get set into a 1-3-1. They know this. There you go. They're aggressive again. And sticks are in there. Most teams are going to play to contain. Take a look here. Sticks in there. Sticks in there. 2 guys are up at the top pressuring the puck. This is very rare. Normally what you guys end up seeing is you see them stacking one down here as well. So the non-aggressor will actually back in and you'll get a little bit of a T or an upside down I this way. I hate that personally as a coach. This is the best way to kill penalties in my opinion. But hey, what do I know? Dallas Stars seem to get it. That puck ends up getting through, though, so here's a bit of the risk. They rely on Jake Oettinger to suck those in and stop the play, and he does. And that's what a good team does. When you have an elite goaltender, and Oettinger is elite, it gives you the ability to press. And when you press, you can trust your goaltender to make saves that, most goalies won't save. And that is a knock on Connor Hellebuyck in these playoffs so far. You have to allow the team to get aggressive and press and try things, because you need to know that even if you leave them out to dry or it's going to be a high tip or something weird, that your goalie's going to bring it in, stop the play, and you're going to get moving again. Very similar to the way the Canadiens played with Carey Price in his prime. The next thing Dallas did tonight, which I thought was brilliant, they woke up and they started hitting superstars. Perfetti, Connor, they didn't care. They had an opportunity to run you, they ran you. Here's Perfetti, bang, Jamie Benn, big body. These add up. That big body allows Jamie Benn. Normally when you throw a hit that big, you're no longer in the play. When you hit a guy, you take him out of the play, you take yourself out of the play. Not in this case. No full marks to Winnipeg, full marks to Dallas for that. Jamie Benn should not come up with this puck. He does. 3 Winnipeg players caught on the wrong side of the puck. And you can see, they are rattled from that forecheck. Hyper aggressive. Connor Hellebuyck with a beautiful windmill save there. But this screenshot captures the aggressiveness of the Stars and what Dallas is supposed to do. Dallas always sends 3, sometimes 4 into the same corner. They send everybody. They do not leave wide guys over here, do 2-1-2s. They actually do a 3-2 a lot of the time. They're hyper aggressive. And Winnipeg likes to play a game where your defender picks up the puck and your second defender is the support. They never send 3 into that corner. So Winnipeg is going to have to realize they're getting outmanned in their own corner here. It's just far too long. Josh Morrissey and Dylan DeMello being as far away as they are right now, there is no point. You are in a 3-on-2 board battle over here. And you got to realize this is what Dallas does. And then what do? They sneak in a guy late. We talked about it in our series preview. It's in the book, guys. The book is down below. You'll learn everything you need to learn. There's the prime example. 3 forwards in a corner. It's very rare. It's a very unique system. It's a very team-focused system. And then your late guy ends up coming in. Winnipeg knows this is happening, but they have not made an adjustment towards this. And you know what? Adjust you must. Winnipeg better find a way to adjust to this aggressive penalty kill and this aggressive forecheck, or it's going to be a short series. And here's a great example of that counter punch again from their own zone. They love to get aggressive down low. Look, there's 4 guys on 2 Winnipeg guys. You're never going to get a second chance. Winnipeg gets an opportunity here. The opportunity is done. They move it up to the wall behind my head here, and that's it. They force it up the wall, and now you have 3 Winnipeg Jets caught behind the play. And they leave the zone. They leave with a lot of speed. As they break through the ice, the Winnipeg defensemen don't do a great job of standing up at the line here. They get caught backing up. Pionk's in trouble right now. This is a troubling stance. You don't want to be turned this way at this point in time. That's too early. That's too late. Barron's looking for somebody. He's lost. They skate through. Free play. You should not be allowed to play pitch and catch like this, especially with Mikko Rantanen. You got to watch 96. But he found a way to get himself open early and often all night, and this is a grade A opportunity turned away by Hellebuyck. It is really unfortunate, though, that after that grade A opportunity, there's nobody covering. Petrovic is going to step in here. He's going to win the battle against Barron. Winnipeg is on the wrong side of the puck. Dallas has imposed their will, and it sneaks in behind Hellebuyck due to a kicking motion. And the kicking motion is fine, because they determined it hit Hellebuyck's stick. You just can't kick it into the direct net. So it doesn't matter what you think of the angles. I need you guys to go down below and tell me, do you think that's a good goal or not a good goal? The league looked at it for a very long time and they considered it a good goal. So who am I to argue with that? That's where I'm going to stand on it. But there was one big play that I can't find a clip of that made this happen. Petrovic absolutely lit up Kyle Connor. When Kyle Connor gets hit, he tends to go to sleep. He does not like to get hit. He avoids contact at all costs. That's not a knock on Connor. When Connor gets hit, he doesn't feel like he can move and free roam. They took a run at Perfetti. They took a run at Connor. That run turned into this entire sequence. And I'm fully convinced of it. When you lay body like that on superstars, it gets guys thinking. Dallas did it. Petrovic benched Lowry, literally putting him into his own bench. Big hit there on Kyle Connor. Big counter punch, big zone exit, missed Mikko Rantanen. Mikko Rantanen getting himself open. Beautiful play by Petrovic to put in the back of the net. bouncing puck. It's not on Hellebuyck, but at the end of the day, the Jets had multiple opportunities to defend that. They didn't. Not more than a minute after that, Rantanen gets him again. Here's that counterpunch. Scheifele gets caught. Defensemen are caught on the blue line. This is not good gap. You're in trouble. We all know you're in trouble here. We can see it. Take a look at the speed you were able to hit this line with and push Winnipeg backwards. There's no help coming. Rantanen's going to find his soft spot, open in the middle. Absolutely beautiful pass. You bump it out, and then what are you doing? You're driving to the net. You're always driving to the net. You're going to have one guy delaying over here. Your second man is going to drive to the net, and that's going to allow space here for Rantanen to walk in. Who has Mikko Rantanen? It should be Mark Scheifele. He should be doing nothing but head down and busting his butt to the middle here to support as that play moves forward. Scheifele stays with Granlund in the middle. I just don't think you can do that against a guy like Mikko Rantanen. Here's Kyle Connor. He's coming in. He's in a gliding stance right now. Like, Scheifele had the ability to have body position on this, but he's overcommitted to Granlund on the pass. He walks through. Rantanen just torches him. Like, absolutely torches the Jets on this one. Take a look at this move. Sandberg goes down again. I don't like this down move, especially because he's a left-handed shot. He can't get his stick over in time. When you're a lefty, you're defending this. You need to be defending over here. This is the area of the ice you got to defend. He doesn't defend it. Mikko Rantanen is just an absolute superstar of a stud. Skates through. Kyle Connor's caught reaching. I mean, how many times have we picked on Connor for reaching? Defense just is not his forte one bit. He gets super patient here. Pionk's got the goalie screened. There's no opportunity. And remember, this whole thing was about Granlund? Like, we were covering that? Well, now you have 4 Jets over here. That's how good Mikko Rantanen is. He literally just dog walked 4 Jets behind him to the right side, away from Granlund, and just steps in and snipes it himself. Superstars doing superstar things. The Jets are going to have to learn how to contain that one, or whew, just going to keep walking all over them. And we're going to see it one more time for good measure. This isn't a goal. This is the counter punch again. Take a look. Dallas leaves the zone so fast as soon as they win these battles. They are always in tight spaces. They always put you into tight spaces, and they create more 2-on-1s in their favor than anyone in the NHL. There are 4 Jets in the vicinity of Dallas. This is inexcusable for them to get it through. They do. You're doomed. You're absolutely doomed at this point in time. You can't get caught with 4 guys there. I get you're pressing. You're down 2. But it's not about getting caught. It's about winning the battle. And they don't win. And that's what I meant. A team playing not to lose versus a team playing to win. Dallas plays to win. Thomas Harley, I just highlighted him here. Take a look at him. Gonzo, by far my favorite Dallas star. Picks it up. Beautiful skating. For those of you who haven't seen it, when you open up your feet in this direction, it's called a mohawk. You're going to pick up a massive amount of speed doing this at middle ice or anywhere else. It just allows you to open up so quickly. Whoop, perfect. He's carrying it down. He's going to bump it over here to Jamie Benn, and then he's just going to drive the net. This is forward tactics played by a defenseman. Great job here by Ben. Moves it over to Harley. Harley, little tip. Loved everything I saw there from Dallas. And unfortunately here at the end of the game, I'm not breaking this down because of tactics. When you're down 2 goals, there's 6 minutes left. Different things are going to happen at this point in time. We just talked about the fact that they're pushing for, but it's the will of the Jets. You just saw them lose a 4-on-1 battle, and now you're going to see Dallas just 1 shot, 2 shots, and I mean Hellebuyck makes that save, and then the 3rd shot, and absolutely no one from the Jets picks them up. Like 0 players. And that's your 4th line. That's your energy line. That's your Fleury. That's your Miller. These are supposed to be the guys that are supposed to be simple, getting pucks in. Their job is to not get scored on. They got scored on. That's really tough because it's a very skilled line, the Jamie Benn line there. Winnipeg needs to find a way to start generating offense. They need to find way more will on the puck. Dallas, phenomenal. Phenomenal puck hounds at this point in time. They played their game to the T. You guys saw that down below with the playbook. They had their 3 men forechecking. They had their very aggressive diamond penalty kill going so well. Their power play, hey, when you're 1 for 2, that's pretty good. And you can almost call it 2 for 3 because they scored on that tripping call from Nino Niederreiter. They had the speed through the middle. The superstars were out. Winnipeg's got a tall task going back into Dallas. I know they're in Dallas, but staying in Dallas and winning in game 4. They must win, though. It is a must win for Winnipeg. It is a dagger for Dallas to take it, but it's always my favorite narrative in hockey. This game's the most important and we'll tell the story. The next game's the most important and we'll tell the story. Every game tells the story, guys. Every next game is more important than the previous game. That's how hockey works. Duh. I hope you had a lot of fun with this breakdown, Stars fans, Jets fans. I know it's going to be a tough Mother's Day for you, for everybody out there. Hug your mom, tell your mother you love her. I love my mom so much, so very, very much. I miss her so much. My brother misses her so much. My dad misses her so much. My mother was the best in the world, on the planet. I know you all have great moms too, but mine was better. I miss you every day, Mom. Happy Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to everybody else's mom out there as well too. Thank you for watching.